Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm Roger Chandler. I work at Intel. My team leads our graphics business efforts at Intel, as well as the partnership programs with game developers. It's an honor to be speaking with you today as part of the virtual GDC showcase. As you know, gaming is an integral part of the fabric of our society. Gaming was already on track to become the leading form of entertainment for the 21st century. And now, in the midst of the global challenges we are all dealing with, gaming is offering people a way to reach out, to form relationships, and to build bonds. Whether by hosting a game stream for distant family members, joining a squad of friends to team up in competition, or attending virtual concerts in Fortnite with thousands of others. This year, during the pandemic, the World Health Organization is officially promoting video games as a recommended social activity. Games are fully fledged, immersive social networks, and gaming is helping people connect like never before. It's an exciting time to be part of the ever-expanding world of gaming, and the market reflects this. Gaming has reached an all-time high by every metric. Roughly a third of the world population plays video games, and half of those play on a PC some or all of the time. At Intel, we care a lot about gaming because we're gamers ourselves. There are a whole lot of Intel engineers who live and breathe it just like you do. We've been deep into gaming for decades, not just on the technical side, but as partners with developers. So Intel takes great pride in our responsibilities as stewards of the PC gaming platform. Moving this platform forward means driving advances in hardware like the CPU, GPU, memory, storage, I/O devices, and displays, as well as the software and tools that bring these all together. It's equally important that we continue to advance the open PC gaming platform, the birthplace for so many games, where developers are limited only by their imaginations and where their creativity reaches the almost 1.5 billion gamers that play on PCs. There's been incredible growth in the PC gaming market recently, bringing an expanded variety of games, game experiences, and game players. Intel is working with our partners to deliver technologies that make gaming better. We want gamers to be able to enjoy their play experience the way they want. And we want developers to have all the tools they need to help them do this. To get there, we've spent time with gamers around the world, learning not just about how they play on their PCs, but also what they look to from games and gaming technologies, and the role that games play in their lives. We're applying the insights we gain from this research to help shape our products and drive our engagements with developers. Our hope is that this work leads to a greater choice of gaming products that offer the technologies and capabilities gamers want. Let me introduce Jamie Sherman from Intel's Research and Experience Definition team to share her perspectives based on her time in the field. Jamie, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Roger. Hi, my name is Jamie Sherman. I'm a cultural anthropologist and user research lead here at Intel. My team and I have been researching and meeting gamers around the world. Our studies range from broad surveys to diary studies to in-depth interviews in people's homes. We watch people play. We talk to them about their day and how gaming fits in. We ask them how they started gaming in the first place and why they continue. We talk to them about the platforms and technologies they use and how they make those choices. We learned that just because two gamers play the same game doesn't mean that they play it for the same reason or in the same way. We heard about how gaming allows people to form deep, meaningful, lifelong friendships, even if they never meet in person. We talked to people about their aspirations to turn their pastime into a career, whether as pro gamers or pro streamers. And we heard how for others, participation in local leagues, shoutcasting, or moderating streams are just some of the ways that they give back to a community that really means something to them. All of these things are important because they reveal the underlying expectations and challenges that people have with their technologies. They allow us to go beyond speeds and feeds to deliver experiences that people really want and really love. Thus far, our research has taken us in depth with gamers in 6 countries around the world. Part of our agreement with those gamers is that we don't share their names in public, but we can share real stories and what we learn from them and how it's shaping our products going forward. We're super excited to share some of that with you today, and we hope that it inspires you the way that it inspires us. Back to you, Roger.
Thank you, Jamie. The insights that Jamie's team uncovered have influenced our work over the past several years and will continue to do so going forward. Let me introduce you to some of the people Jamie's team talked to. This is Yan Lin. As Jamie said, that's not her real name, but she lives in Shenzhen, China, and she really likes role-playing games, first-person shooters, and action games. Yan Lin recently became a mom and also works a full-time job as a training manager. She's got a lot going on in her life. So when Yan Lin games, she really wants to get away from it all and be immersed in a completely different reality. The more encompassing and realistic, the better. She demands games with rich visuals, immersive sound, and photorealistic environments. It's gamers like Yan Lin that Intel engineers have in mind as they work with developers like IO Interactive to deliver amazing games. Our engineers partnered with IO Interactive on their Hitman franchise to deliver more realistic animations, expanded in-game physics capabilities, and better balancing of workloads across the CPU and GPU on high-performance gaming systems. This helps IO Interactive deliver some of the greatest gaming experiences in the world. Let me introduce Maurizio Di Pasquale, Chief Technology Officer of IO Interactive, to tell you more about that work. Maurizio, congratulations on the success of Hitman 3.
Hey, Roger, thank you. Yes, indeed, the game has been a great success so far. It's been received beautifully, both critically and also commercially. It's doing extremely strong. And there's more coming. We definitely see the game as a service, so we plan to bring more updates and more content to our gamers throughout the year.
Agent 47 is one of those iconic characters, one of the most iconic characters in all of video games. How would you say he has evolved over the years?
That's a good question. He's probably on a bit of a journey to become more human. So when we started, 47 was really kind of meant as a clean slate, someone that you could just see yourself into. But I think starting with Absolution and definitely with the last trilogy, we're going more and more into storytelling. We want to tell larger stories, better stories, and generally, tell you more about 47.
Maurizio, we've had a technical collaboration with your team for many years, working on animation systems, physics, visual content, and really ensuring the game looks great on our CPUs and GPUs. And it scales across hundreds of millions of devices.
Indeed, it's a collaboration that has been adding so much value to the game. Again, I can call out the better animations that we've been able to add, more NPCs, and being updated at a higher frequency and farther in the distance. The physics, the amount of physics that we added back on Hitman 2 in the race crash, for instance, and also in Hitman 3 in sections of the level that are distractables. Those are really kind of highlights for the gamers as well. And now there's more, as I was also mentioning before, there's more to come, and working with your engineers, we're working on bringing ray tracing into the games and onto the the new hardware that you guys are releasing later the year. So it has been pretty much both a pleasure to have this collaboration, and it's definitely adding value to the game.
Yeah, we're really excited by that. And we appreciate how this partnership is going to really help us push what the gaming experience is in the future. And you kind of talked about this a little bit, but Intel has put a lot of investment in graphics recently. I mean, we've quadrupled the performance of our integrated graphics products in the span of 2 years. What are your thoughts on Intel bringing performance graphics to the market?
I think the push you guys are doing in graphics is really great because, you have such a market penetration that when you raise the bar, it really raises the bar for the entire industry, right? And now, you can literally take Hitman on a Intel Evo laptop, and even if you're on a flight on over the ocean, you can actually still play Hitman and, enjoy great games with great graphics. There's no compromises anymore.
Great. So, we're really looking forward to Project 007. I loved Hitman 2. I haven't started Hitman 3 yet, but it's next in my queue. But thank you for your time, Maurizio. It's always great to see you, and congratulations to your team for all the great work.
Thank you, Roger. I will definitely relay, the congratulations to the team, and make sure that you grab a PC and play Hitman 3 because you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Maurizio and his team do an outstanding job at scaling the experience of the Hitman game to the performance and capabilities of the user's systems, delivering an amazing game if you are on the latest integrated graphics platforms or running on a Core i9 with a high-end discrete card. And we're excited about what they'll do with the increased performance of our newest systems. This week, we launched our latest gaming platform, the 11th Gen Intel Core desktop processors, codenamed Rocket Lake. The 11th Gen Intel Core desktop processors, codenamed Rocket Lake S, are built on the new Cypress Cove architecture. These processors usher in the most significant changes to Intel's desktop architecture in 5 years. They will offer up to 19% IPC improvement from the prior generation and a significant performance increase that will be great for gamers. These new processors also add AI acceleration capabilities with Deep Learning Boost and V&I instructions. Built into each is an Intel Xe-based integrated graphics processor with 30% more execution units and dedicated quick sync video technology, which in gaming systems can be used to offload media processing for game streaming or video capture, so as not to impact overall game performance. We love helping game developers deliver hyper-realistic games that transport players to immersive new worlds. But not every player prioritizes hyperrealism in their gaming experiences. There are many gamers for whom the word performance means something entirely different. Let me introduce you to Winston. Winston grew up moving frequently between the US and Trinidad before his family finally settled in Arizona, just as he was starting high school. It wasn't the easiest transition. Like many of us at different points in our lives, he didn't fit in, and he had a hard time making friends. He went through what he described as a very dark period in his life, and gaming is what got him through it. He started playing Team Fortress, and he got really good. He played and competed regularly, and he steadily moved up the ranks. And he made friends that he continues to play with nearly every day. Today, he coaches a PUBG team online and helps others find the same benefits of gaming that he did. For Winston, regular tournament play and the feeling he got from winning kept him going. He needed to perform at a high level consistently and relied on his PC to help him win. Responsiveness and low latency in the platform were crucial. Those milliseconds of response time can mean the difference between winning a tournament or coming in a distant 4th or 5th. This type of attention to responsiveness and latency is a major focus at Intel. We've worked with our OEMs to ensure the latest Tiger Lake H laptops and Rocket Lake S desktops are measured not just for game frame rates, but for overall system responsiveness. We engineered measurement systems to gauge latency and help our partners ensure their systems are up to speed. Recently, we partnered with Worcester Polytechnic Institute to conduct trials of the effects of latency on user performance. The research showed that even deltas of 10 milliseconds between systems can have a measurable effect on player performance and accuracy. This is why we partner with gaming OEMs around quality metrics like low latency, so that when gamers like Winston buy Intel-based PCs, they're benefiting from the work of thousands of engineers focusing on the features that are most important to them. So, for Yan Lin, performance equals hyper-realistic experiences. For Winston, performance is about responsiveness and low latency. But what about other ways gamers expect their systems to perform? Meet Sushant, a 21-year-old university student in Chennai. His goal in life is to become a professional CSGO player. He confessed to us that he prioritizes gaming over studying. Shocking, I know, that someone would play games when they should be doing homework. However, Sushant kind of takes it up a few levels and plays over 30 hours a week. He streams most of it in order to build a following and hopefully get sponsorship for his team. For a competitive player like Sushant, performance and low latency matter to him, but he also needs to ensure that his system delivers a smooth stream of his gameplay to his growing audience. This is something we've seen with many gamers around the world. Their systems have to support the extra demands of video streaming while not impacting the performance of their gameplay. To help meet this need, we've worked with OBS, the free and open source software for video recording and live streaming, used by millions of gamers and creators. OBS is optimized to take advantage of Intel Quick Sync Video, the dedicated media processing capabilities of our Xe graphics technology, delivering 4K streaming with no compromise. So, Sushant and gamers like him get performance technology that allows them to stay competitive and stream smoothly. For many gamers, they expect to be able to game where they want and when they want. They want to game on the go, but on a screen bigger than a phone or a tablet. They don't require super high-end gaming specs, but they don't want any issues with performance or battery life. That perfectly describes Ryan. He's 37, living in the US. Ryan is originally from Hawaii, and he thinks that influences what and how he plays. Having grown up on an island, he said made him want to find the edges of every game world he encountered. Today, he is married and lives in California. When not limited by the effects of the pandemic, he travels a lot for work. He packs light and carries a laptop that he uses not just for work, but also for gaming. Ryan likes to play classic games like Unreal Tournament, World of Warcraft, or Neverwinter Nights, the kind that remind him of when he had more time for that sort of thing. Gaming is close to Ryan's heart. When he travels, it's his social lifeline. It allows Ryan and his wife to hang out together when he's on the road. So now for Ryan, gaming is less about searching for the edges and more about staying connected to his center. To do so, his gaming system needs to fit seamlessly with his lifestyle. Jamie's team of researchers heard this a lot. Gamers want to have the same game experience with them wherever they are. And so they want their laptop to deliver versatility, portability, long battery life, and great performance. We are working hard to ensure Intel-based platforms hit all of those marks. We talked about Tiger Lake H at CES in January. Today, we're showing an 8-core, 16-thread system running at up to 5 gigahertz across multiple cores and 20 lanes of PCIe Gen 4 to the CPU. This pre-production enthusiast notebook system is running our upcoming 11th gen Intel Core i9, codenamed Tiger Lake H, and it is going to be amazing. These processors will also have up to 20 PCIe Gen 4 lanes, allowing simultaneous support for the fastest graphics cards and the fastest storage available to laptops. It offers laptop gamers the best performance for CPU, GPU, and storage-intensive games. We are looking forward to getting these into the market in Q2. Now, over the past 10 years, we've been working with Sega and Creative Assembly as they've continued pushing the envelope of gaming experiences. In their Total War franchise, we've worked together to deliver faster load times, richer environments, and jaw-dropping advanced physics-driven effects. Sega and Creative Assembly wanted to ensure their games scaled across a wide range of PCs. And today, we're going to see what they've accomplished for gamers on our platforms. I would like to introduce Tim Heaton, Sega Europe's Chief Studio Officer, working with Creative Assembly Limited, the British video game developer who's responsible for the Total War franchise. Tim, it's great to see you again. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Hi, Roger. It's really nice to see you. Thanks for inviting me.
So I'm really excited to talk to you, particularly about the Total War franchise. How has it evolved over the years, and how does the team keep it so fresh and relevant?
As you know, the game's made up of two elements: huge real-time battles and a turn-based campaign. Both those modes allow us a huge amount of scope to innovate. We've always pushed at the technical boundaries with Total War. Remember, 21 years ago, we were just discovering 3 dimensions. And the beauty of a long-running franchise is you can have a huge long list of things you want to do. And if you can't do them this time because you're held back with the technology, you can do them when the technology catches up.
I remember your team describing to me the tremendous research that you had to put into 3 kingdoms to ensure everything was historically accurate. Can you describe some of the unique challenges involved with creating games that are so deeply connected to history?
Yeah, I think one of the core principles across all the games that Creative Assembly make is authenticity. That attention to detail goes across everything that they do. But War itself is made up upon 3 pillars: quality, scale, and authenticity. And with 3 kingdoms, for example, we start off working with academic experts in the field of the Han Dynasty, professors who are famous in their fields. We form initial ideas around that expert knowledge, then we go and test with our users. We tested in China, we tested in Asia, we tested across the world. We're looking to find both what our users expect from a 3 kingdoms game, but also the gameplay that they want to see too.
How did Total War 3 Kingdoms Dynasty mode utilize the latest hardware?
Yeah, we made the Dynasty mode in conjunction with you at Intel. It was loads of fun to implement. We took our heroes, we gave them superhuman abilities. We then send in wave after wave of enemy, and those waves build and build and build. It challenges the PC technology hugely. We put more and more units on the battlefield, and it really works with CPU. I think people think because they can see it on the screen, it's GPU intensive. It isn't, it's CPU intensive. And as a standalone mode, the Dynasty mode doesn't really have upper limits. So we really pushed our code absolutely to the breaking point. It's kind of experimental.
This deep collaboration we've had with your team, gosh, since 2009, we've learned so much from that too. A lot of these insights go into our products and how do we build the next generation of platforms. And we've really seen our partnership with you as one of the most exciting collaborations we have. And we're huge fans of your team.
Yeah, we first worked closely together on Total War Napoleon. We've had a close relationship ever since. It's sort of become an important part of our development process. Intel challenges us to think about the current and upcoming technology in new ways. It's a very regular occurrence to have Intel engineers on site in Horsham and in Sofia. And it's not only about advice. There are times when we've used Intel's code, when we've used your tools, we've done optimizing and debugging together. We share our confidential upcoming roadmaps as well, so we can see into the future. We create white papers in conjunction with our engineering team and your team. Because we know each other so well, there's this level of trust, level of understanding that really makes Intel, after 11 years of being close together, a really special partner for us.
Yeah, we've been really excited by the level of experience that's provided by your games on our thin and light platforms. And with Troy, a Total War Saga, you went to great lengths to make a truly immersive world.
So Troy is obviously set in the Mediterranean. We really wanted to get the environments right for it. With Intel's help, we have grass swaying in the breeze, getting tramped down, ripples and splashes on the water. Doing that is actually counterintuitively a CPU workload, not GPU. We ended up with it looking really great, really convincing. Getting the world as immersive as possible is so important for Total War.
You know, it's important to make sure that the games run on all the platforms. It's important to get the performance optimizations and all of that. But, you know, Tim, sometimes it's important just to do some crazy fun experiments, as you know. which is how I describe what we did with your team on Total War Warhammer 2. We basically created a boss battle for a gamer's CPU. Can you talk a little bit about the extra content we added to the game, specifically laboratory mode, and why it resonated so well with the fans?
Yeah, the laboratory mode is absolutely my favorite. So Total War fans are always asking what if questions. What if we could increase the army size? What if the explosions were bigger? Even what if the force of gravity was a bit less? So Warhammer 2's laboratory mode gives players a sandbox to play in so that they could answer those questions for themselves with 16 variables, stretching your PC to the limit. It was totally up to the player how they wanted to do it. It looks fantastic. It's great fun. Check out the videos on YouTube. And it was a fantastic technical exercise for us too. More research and development. We learned an awful lot, which will inform these huge battles in the future. There was no limit to what we could do. You could dial things up until you crashed the system, actually. And we made it explicit that this was an experimental mode, but such an exciting thing to do.
Well, Tim, we are all looking forward to Total War Warhammer 3. So what do you think gamers are going to get excited about when it releases?
Yeah, we announced Warhammer 3 in February this year. Within a few weeks, 4 million people have watched the announced trailer. It takes place in the realm of chaos. It really takes all the things we've learned through Total War in the past 21 years. It's going to be the biggest, most exciting strategy game we've ever made.
It's always great to talk with you. We've really loved pushing the envelope with you on the Total War franchise, and our team has the deepest respect and appreciation for you and what your team does.
Thank you, Roger. We feel very close to Intel, and I really appreciate that. So thanks very much, and see you soon.
We heard a lot from Yan Lin, Winston, and Sushant, and Ryan about how important gaming is in their lives and what they look for from their gaming system in terms of responsiveness, graphics, latency, and customizable choices. But as we talked with them, we heard about gaming's dark sides too. Across the board and across the globe, players raised concerns about witnessing and experiencing toxicity. Another one of the gamers we met is Ananti. She is a 22-year-old woman from Tamil Nadu in southern India. She works as a video editor and administrator at a local video gaming club. She loves gaming, but she's had some really bad experiences to the point where she actually stopped playing for a while. Yan Lin in China talked about it as mean people. Here in the United States, Winston told us that those moments where you can talk to the opposing team are the worst, about 90% toxic. He doesn't mind the run-of-the-mill swearing, he says, and some of the insults are pretty creative, but often it crosses a line to where it's no longer fun. Around the world, we heard that toxicity in online games not only ruins an otherwise fun experience, but it has a more dire impact. The Anti-Defamation League report showed nearly a quarter of gamers said they had quit playing certain games as a result of these negative experiences. It's a complex problem, and one the entire industry has to address. We realize technology isn't the complete answer, but we believe it can help mitigate the problem while deeper solutions are explored. 2 years ago at GDC, we showed a proof of concept we co-developed with our friends at Spirit AI. We combined their AI-powered toxicity detection tech with Intel hardware-accelerated AI speech detection to show that it's possible to give players a choice to detect and remove toxic speech from their gaming voice chat. Today, we're announcing that this collaboration is being delivered in a product we're calling Bleep, which is now entering beta, and will use the AI acceleration on the latest generation Intel laptops and desktop platforms. Let's take a look.
Hey Roger, here is a first look at Bleep, an end-user-facing application that uses AI to detect and redact audio based on your user preferences. The app interfaces our AI models into the Windows audio architecture to integrate the feature transparently into your voice applications. Now, for all of us gamers out there, We can use the intelligence of Bleep to remove toxic speech from our in-game chat. As you can see behind me, users can define the filters and the categories that they would like to remove, putting the user completely in control of the audio that they would like to eliminate. With Bleep, we're enabling a tool to empower gamers to take control of their conversation, one key step to eliminating toxicity in gaming today. We are very excited to bring Bleep and the power of AI and Intel to gamers everywhere. Bleep will be available this year for all of your chatting needs. Thanks, Roger. Back to you.
Thanks, Craig. We are really excited about this solution. While we recognize that solutions like Bleep don't erase the problem, we believe it's a step in the right direction, giving gamers a tool to control their experience. We're excited to be working on Bleep and other efforts to ensure anyone who wants to participate in gaming communities can have a safe, positive, and welcoming experience. Another area we've been investing in as part of our commitment to amazing gaming experiences is the Intel Xe graphics architecture that spans from integrated graphics to entry-level discrete to high-end gaming. And on the software side, we invested in OneAPI, which provides an open, unified, standards-based programming model across CPU and GPU architectures. We've also focused heavily on our graphics driver support for the latest games and for the features users want. Some years ago, developers and gamers may not have necessarily looked at Intel's integrated graphics platforms as their go-to for performance gaming. We heard the feedback. In the span of 2 years, we've quadrupled the performance of Intel's integrated graphics and helped to bring HD gaming experiences to hundreds of millions of laptop users. Those laptop users now have gaming-capable systems, and millions of them want to buy games made by many of you. We encourage game developers out there to ensure your game can scale up to the high end, but also to the mainstream laptop users, where you can really tap into a huge market of gamers. I'd like to introduce a gaming partner that we've been working with who is focused on designing experiences for high-performance desktops as well as thin and light laptops, powered by our latest graphics products.
You go first. It's your chicken. Follow me! To battle!
Welcome to Brian Etheridge, Director of Publishing at Tripwire.
Hey, Roger. How are you doing? Really happy to be here.
We've had the privilege of working with Tripwire on a number of titles: Killing Floor, Maneater, Chivalry 2. Can you tell us how Tripwire got started and its path to publishing?
Tripwire really started as sort of a scrappy group of modders working together on a total conversion mod for Unreal Tournament 2004. It was actually my first experience with Tripwire because I played that mod to death. And I loved the realism. It was something that they hadn't quite done in shooters yet at that point. And so, the mod is what they entered into the Make Something Unreal contest in 2004, and they won. And with that, they got funding and Unreal licenses, and that kicked off the Tripwire that we know today. Tripwire got into publishing because of that experience.
Chivalry 2 is the first deep collaboration between Tripwire as a publisher and Intel. What can you share about this collaboration so far?
Chivalry was a groundbreaking game, much in the way that kind of Red Orchestra sort of set the standard for realism in shooters. I think Chivalry did the same thing in terms of, really setting the tone for melee combat in a first-person game. John Gibson, our CEO, and Steve Piggott from Torn Banner, they had been friends for some time. So, the collaboration made a lot of sense for us to both having worked with Intel to get together on this one. We worked together to integrate variable rate shading into Chivalry 2 as a way to really tackle some of the performance bottlenecks. I think that really helped us to expand the machines that we can bring the game to. Chivalry 2 is a beautiful game when you look at it on a high-end machine, and to see it run and look good and play well on, a laptop with an integrated graphics card, that's amazing.
As the PC platform evolves overall, how has that really helped you break new ground with Chivalry 2?
I think Chivalry 2 is about reliving these medieval battles from movies. And to get there, you need, beautiful scenes and a volume of players. You don't get an epic castle siege by having like 8 guys running across back and forth on the battlements. You need loads of flaming arrows and catapults slamming into castle walls and ballistas impaling fully armored knights. 64 players all piling in around, a flag or rallying to a banner to save their lord or something like that.
And we've been collaborating with you for a while now to help ensure that the game can take full advantage of Intel's latest and future graphics products. Can you tell us about some of the work you're doing?
We built a scene to really showcase how you can improve the performance without giving up on the quality. When we're taking a look at like a castle siege scene, for example, from Chivalry 2 with VRS on, in the demo that we made, we added a bunch of content and features that would work well specifically with that. So, we use things like VRS 2x2 at a base pass. And, this is kind of a brute force method of applying VRS, but, in gameplay, you get to mess around like with, you could choose a camera mode, for example. And that's something that toggles the shading rates based on your camera movement and player controls. And that's kind of what I mentioned before. It's this tool that helps us sort of overcome some of the things that you would normally see. We've talked about motion blur in the past as being a really great thing to help us sort of like overcome potential performance loss. And, VRS is a tool that just makes that look even better.
One of the themes of today is really about how do you build products that address user needs? And what do you see as the biggest needs of your players? And what are some of the emerging opportunities in gaming to meet user needs that get you excited?
Yeah, I think the biggest need of PC gamers is really keeping up with the latest games, right? That's what they want to be playing, whether it's a VR title or a more recent version of their favorite shooter. But in the past, that's been one of those things that's kept people from getting into PC gaming. With things like VRS and PC players nowadays especially have it so much better, right? I get excited about little things that get us closer to sort of like truly realistic gameplay, whether it's having like an actual city that's filled with people or tons of people on a battlefield, voice commands, things like that, and really intelligent AI.
Chivalry 2, it launches in June, and it's been about a 9-year journey. I mean, that's quite a haul. What can you tell gamers to expect, and what do you think they're going to get really excited about?
When they pick it up on the Epic Game Store, I think they can expect to see just nonstop melee action, tons of players, tons of over-the-top weapons, and I think they're really going to get a kick out of playing these battle scenes. It's like it really is like a crazy medieval movie battle that you've seen in tons of movies, and I love that about it.
I thank you so much for your time. It's an honor to talk with you. We have the greatest respect for your team, and we're super excited about Chivalry 2, and I look forward to seeing millions of gamers playing this on June 8th.
Thank you so much, Roger, and I really look forward to seeing you on the battlefield.
As I hope you can tell from this presentation, we are passionate about the gaming community, about growing this industry we all love, and about helping to support game developers. We don't succeed unless developers succeed. That's why we provide tools and resources to help developers optimize their games, from our SDKs to tools like Intel VTune Profiler and Graphics Performance Analyzer, our OneAPI rendering toolkit, our Dev Mesh community, and now the Intel Developer Cloud. We also have go-to-market programs like our Intel Game Dev Boost program and Intel Gaming Access Service, which we use to help developers extend their reach worldwide. Over the past 2 years in these programs alone, we've promoted more than 600 games to more than 1 billion users, helping the game developers and publishers reach a much broader market around the world. Looking into the future, we know that the gaming community is going to continue to expand. We're going to keep listening to gamers from all walks of life and use that to inspire our technologies. And we will continue to work with innovative partners like Sega, IO Interactive, and Tripwire, as well as with leading engine developers like Epic Games. At Intel, we want to help developers give gamers more performance and more responsiveness. We want to help developers reach more users with their games. We are gamers and we listen to gamers, and it inspires us to do more to address their increasingly diverse needs. This year taught us how technology and games bring people together in the most challenging of times. All of us in the industry should be encouraged by that. Thank you so much for watching. And be sure to follow the link at the bottom of this presentation to learn more about the many products and technologies we outlined today, as well as more detail on the user research that informed it all. We have some exciting products coming later this year that we look forward to telling you about. In the meantime, let me leave you with a somewhat cryptic video to give you a hint of an idea of what's coming from Intel later this year. I have to say, as a gamer, Agent 47 is my all-time favorite character. And Maurizio, sometimes people say I resemble him.
Yeah, I can see that, and you know, with 47, you never really know who you're talking to.